Hey guys, on the school bus today. Yeah, but I wanted to talk about something that I've noticed since we had the COVID outbreak, and that is to do with communication with bus drivers and passengers. So what I mean by that is that there is a physical hindrance in the design of the bus that stops us from really communicating properly, and I'll show you what it is. As most people know, we have this system on the buses to stop bus drivers from being assaulted. So this is like perspex, but the only problem with it is that when the bus driver is speaking on the other side, or the passenger, it's difficult for difficult for the driver to hear what the passenger's saying, and vice versa. And that was happening before we even had the different setup here. So we have the holes that used to be here is covered over now with plastic, so no virus. So the virus couldn't get through to the drivers, because there were a lot of drivers that was feeling unsafe. And also this part up here on this particular bus, there used to be a gap here. And so what is happening is that passengers may be asking for directions. They may be asking for directions or anything to do with the journey, or even to do with the fare, and they can't actually hear what the bus driver is saying. Now this screen, what it does, it cuts out the part of the voice what is intelligent, or let me say that again. It's like our voice is made up of frequencies. You know, the human can hear, the human ear can actually hear from 20 cycles per second frequency to 20,000 cycles per second. Most people speak within 1,000 cycles per second on either side of that. Now there's that part of the frequency is what gets cut out on this screen. And so the intelligent part, the words that we need to pick up to understand what a person's saying, we don't get it. We get more like a muffled type of sound. And so that's a problem. So what is the solution for that? Well, my idea I've had it for quite a while, is that we actually put in a system that is similar to what you get in post offices and in ticket offices. So for example, what they do is that they put on the outside a microphone, you know, it'd been all nice and neat, and a speaker, but it'd be built into the system. So when the bus is built, the actual microphone is part of the whole thing. You won't be able to see it. It'll just be, you know, just part of this section here, or it could even be on the door or something. You know, it could be done somehow. And then so when the passenger speaks, on the other side where the driver is, on this side, then you have the speaker here. So it could be a strip, and the microphone will be built into it. So it's like a two-way system. Now that's how, when you go to buy tickets at a train station, that's what they got. That's why when you speak to them, there's no problem of them hearing you. And so I think, because these buses cost, some of these buses up to $250,000 in cost, I'm sure that if they was to think of that before they're designing it, they could add that system in. And I reckon it will make a major difference with the communication, and I think there'll be less problems with passengers, and less problems with drivers also, because we know problems can be two-way. And because I think sometimes there's miscommunication because we can't hear each other properly. Some people say, what are you saying? And I say the same thing, what are you saying? So that's what I think will make a big difference. So yeah, and the other thing comes to communication, would be when the drivers speak to iBus controllers, there's also an issue both ways, and the main issue is that the microphone is too far away. So when you think of it, the driver, the microphone is really far up in the ceiling of the bus. I mean, look at it, it's right there, yeah? Now, normally when you use a microphone, you know, say like you've got a singer or anybody using a PA system, the microphone's always about 6 inches away. Or it could be closer, depending on the type of microphone. Look at the people that do commentary on football. They have the microphone right up to their mouth because it's a special type of mic. And so, the further away the mic is, the more distant the person sounds, and less likely the controller is able to hear what the person's saying. But if the person gets closer, then the sound is much louder, and the sound is just much better. How can they get around that? Years ago, there used to be a microphone over here somewhere on a different type of buses, the DMSs, the Leyland DMSs buses. They used to have a microphone on a stem, or it was hanging, and you could just pull it towards you and you could put it near your mouth. Now that was really good, but I think they used to break quite a lot. But there's something like that we need. The coaches have something similar to that too. Why is this all important? Because communication is key to everything in life. If you don't communicate with your wife, your girlfriend, your brother, your sister, your manager, if they can't tell what you're saying, then that can cause so much problems. So it's important that I believe that the companies that build these buses, Alexander Dennis and all the different companies, need to really think about the systems that they put in when it comes for the PA or the communication between bus drivers and passengers. Now, if you go onto a tram or you go onto a train, everybody knows when the announcement is made from the train driver, it is so clear and nice because they've got a much better system. They've got a much better system. Not only is the microphone better, they've got better what you call amplifiers that produce the sound, that amplify the sound, because there's different qualities of amplifiers. Some amplifiers are just made cheaply and you don't get no quality sound, so you don't hear what the person's saying properly. But you go in a train station, you go on a train, you see the difference. It's like a different level of professionalism. Even their drivers, I think, are trained to speak a certain way. We have a short amount of training, but I think it could be much better. Hope you enjoyed, you learned something from that video, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think about, as a bus driver, do you feel that we need to have better communications so that when we speak to passengers they know exactly what we're saying, you know, and we can hear what they're saying. It will help us to be more helpful to them in giving them the right information. Also, when we're communicating with the controllers, if we have a better system, you know, there'll be less miscommunication, because we know I know over 10 years I've been a driver, I've had a few times when I've been miscommunication. The iBus controllers haven't heard what I've said properly. I haven't heard what they said properly, and it can cause you to do something that you shouldn't be doing. And so I think it's very, very important that we have better systems when it comes to communication. Thank you. Remember to subscribe to my videos if you want to see more stuff, and if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and yeah, as I said to you before, drop a comment. Don't just walk away. Drop a comment, you know, and tell me how you feel about what I've just said. Thank you. Peace out.